looking back at it?
Good evening and welcome to the OhioVarsity.com socially distant pregame show presented by Ganley Village. I'm Steve Hare with OhioVarsity.com, and we're going to take a quick look at the postseason matchup between the Garfield Heights Bulldogs, who are invading Nick Carter Stadium in Eastlake to play the North Rangers. This is the first time the Rangers will host a playoff game, so everyone in Eastlake is excited about the chance and the opportunity for the Rangers to claim their first postseason win in school history. Before we get to the matchup, let's hear from our sponsor. Welcome back to the OhioVarsity.com socially distant pregame show. We're previewing the first round playoff game between the visiting Garfield Heights Bulldogs and your host, Eastlake North Rangers. This is the first time the Bulldogs and the Rangers will meet in the postseason, but these two teams butted heads back in the 2013 and 2014 seasons. Garfield Heights won at home in 2013, 43-7, then traveled to North the following year and beat the Rangers 41-27 to take the 2-0 advantage in the head-to-head series dating back to 1999. This time could be different though, as North is the higher seed in the playoffs and by virtue of that is hosting tonight's game. North is 0-1 all-time in the playoffs. The Rangers qualified for the first time in school history back in 2017, but came up short in their first postseason game with a 30-22 loss at Bedford. Garfield Heights, on the other hand, is no stranger to the postseason. The Bulldogs are making their fifth appearance, but are just 1-4 in those contests. Garfield Heights first qualified for the playoffs in 2000, when they suffered a 34-7 loss at Olmsted Falls. And then in 2004, the Bulldogs fell at Nordonia 7-0. Most recently, Garfield Heights lost in 2014 at Bedford 49-18, and then in 2018, the Bulldogs finally won a Week 11 contest when they beat Warren Harding 42-25. They eventually fell to state champion Archbishop Hoban 41-7 the following week. This year, things haven't gone as planned for the Bulldogs as they enter this matchup with a winless 0-5 record. But second-year head coach Jason Osborne is confident his squad is ready to turn the corner.
It hasn't gone as well as we wanted it to, but we were given a very tough circumstances from the start, and that really took effect on our guys. I didn't think it was going to be as big of a deal as it was, and going into that first game, I was thinking that maybe we could just go ahead and play, and it was a big deal. The 7 days of practice before that first game which was actually week 2, was a struggle. Our kids weren't ready to play yet, and from then on, it was just a lack of consistency on our part. We put together some good plays, and then one play, it'll send us backwards. Our schedule was brutal. It was one team after another that were just really good teams. There was no easy outs. There was no teams on that schedule that were going to give us any breaks. But we have to be positive. This last game against Brunswick, I think we played our best from an actual standpoint of putting together good drives. Brunswick is a really, really talented football team. They had 30 seniors. We knew it was going to be a tough night, but we're positive. We stayed positive. Our kids were positive after the game. And we've taken our lumps. We've had several key injuries that really affected our lineup. We had a kid just recently that was around another kid that had COVID, and he was one of our better players, and he's in quarantine now for 2 weeks. He tested negative, but they're not letting him play. So stuff like that. We had another one of our key defensive linemen on Friday wake up and he thought his foot might have been broken and went to the hospital, and they told him two different things, and he couldn't play Friday night. So it's been like one thing after another, but we're staying positive with the kids. They seem upbeat. They seem ready to go. And hopefully we can turn the corner.
Garfield Heights has been outscored 174-20 this season. But as Coach Osborne mentioned, the Bulldogs played a much better game last week at Brunswick, and he's confident his squad matches up better with Eastlake North. While the circumstances might improve at Nick Carter Stadium, the difference between winning and losing still comes down to the players executing the game plan and playing a disciplined game.
Oh, they're a talented football team. They've had their struggles in the past, but they've turned that corner. They're big up front. They like to run the ball. They obviously have an offense that we're not used to seeing, which is an advantage for them because we only have a couple days to prepare for it. But at the same point, we did play against Cleveland Heights, and they run a similar offense at times. But this team likes to pound you and pound and run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. And they have a very talented quarterback that we're going to try to corral. And that's a difficult thing to do. But at the same time, our defense has been plays all right. We want to make it a game where we want to make them earn everything they get. From a defensive perspective, we don't want to make a lot of mistakes. Obviously, this week I'm not worried about blown coverages as much, but we need to tackle and be sound in tackling, stay low on the defensive line, and I think defensively our kids have stepped up all year. From an offensive perspective, we have to put together good drives. We can't be in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. We can't have penalties that affect us that negate good plays. We can't turn the ball over. We have to find kids that want to make plays, and that's been something that we're trying to do at Garfield in the past. We've had players that make big plays, and this is a team that doesn't have a lot of experience doing that. And we're only 6 games in, so we're still trying to find that person that we can lean on offensively to step up in a situation that's hard.
Coach Osborne is looking for several players to step up tonight, but he knows it will take a team effort to beat the Rangers.
Dante Foster's one of our kids that is a wide receiver that we expect big things from. Marcus Carruthers, Marcus Woods, Reggie Byers, our running back. All these kids that have the talent. Joe Leonard is a kid that's not going to be able to play as of right now, and he was one of our big-time receivers. But we're not going to be able to rely on him. But, Mr. Foster can make big plays. He'll make people miss. I'm still looking for the kid that wants to put the team on their back and carry us when we need to. So none of these guys have had to do that in the past. So they're not used to that. And it is still a young season, and we're still going to try to find that person.
Over at North, the excitement is high despite back-to-back losses to close out the regular season. The Rangers had won 3 straight to improve to 3-1 on the year before the turnover bug hit in an overtime loss to South and a disappointing shutout loss at Riverside last week. But the opportunity to host a playoff game is just the inspiration the Rangers need to refresh their season.
Yeah, it's very exciting. First and foremost, I'm just proud of the kids to be able to get to this point. You never knew if we were going to have a season, let alone get to the playoffs. And here we are, and we're fortunate enough to host. And as you said, first time in school history. So, I'm really proud of the kids and the way they've handled everything and excited for the playoffs. I think it's a unique opportunity.
Through 6 games, the Rangers have averaged nearly 300 yards per game and have nearly 30 explosive plays of 20 yards or more. The downside has been the rash of turnovers that have plagued the Rangers. That's something Dodd hopes to clean up before playing the Bulldogs.
For us, it's all just taking care of the football. I'm really, really proud of and impressed with the way we've been able to run the football. We're averaging over 300 yards a game rushing the football, and could have been probably a little bit more in a few of those games, but we've turned the ball over too many times, too many fumbles. So we got to really concentrate on the ball security. So that's probably my biggest concern going into the postseason here. I'm probably most proud of the way the kids have handled everything and the way we've ran the football.
While protecting the football is paramount, the Rangers also have a challenge on their hands with the Garfield Heights team that shows up well on film.
We've looked at everything. They're athletic. They have some big players. They've struggled a little bit, but they've also played a great schedule. They've played some really good football teams. I know just a few years back, they had a pretty good run in the playoffs. I think we're 10-0. So they have some experience in winning in the postseason. So if they come and if we overlook them and just look at their record and take them lightly, we could be in for a rough night.
North's goal will be to minimize the big play potential of the Bulldogs while chewing up some clock and creating some explosive plays of their own.
Yeah, I think we just have to eliminate the big play out in the perimeter. As you mentioned, though, they have some speed, they have some athleticism. That's a little bit of concern, especially out on the edges. And for us, it all starts up front in ball security. If we can take care of those two things, we feel confident in our abilities to run the football against everybody. And I don't know that we'll get many as explosive plays as we've been able to and fortunate enough to get this season. I think they're going to have the ability to run it down, maybe a little bit better than some of the teams we've played. But I'm happy with 12, 15 play drives and average 4 yards a run. That would make me just as happy, maybe even happier than the big plays from Malika or some of those other guys. This way it keeps their offense off the field a little bit more.
Quarterback Chris Malika has accounted for nearly half of all North's rushing yards. That's a fact that isn't lost on any opponent, and Dodd knows the Rangers will need to have several other players step up to find success on offense. But he'll still count on Magic Man Malika to do his thing.
Honestly, with our system, our offensive coordinator, Brian Biggie, does a great job of just trying to take what the defense gives. With the flex bone, all the answers are kind of built in with the philosophy and with the system itself. So it's just a matter of what they do defensively really dictates on what we're going to end up calling offensively. And most of the things that Chris has done, it's been just God-given ability and his ability to improvise. We don't have specific things drawn up to where, it gets him loose or he gets a big play. It just kind of works itself out with all 11 guys doing their job and him just having the ability to turn sometimes nothing into something big.
Welcome back to the OhioVarsity.com socially distant pregame show presented by Ganley Village. North's offensive success is due in large part to Malika's ability to make things happen in the backfield, but we can't forget about that big offensive line that includes Ethan Spath, a Toledo football commitment, and Ryan Baer, one of the top offensive linemen in Ohio's recruiting class of 2022. At 6'7", 315 pounds, Baer is an imposing force on both sides of the ball.
It's just kind of it's the dirty work here in the trenches. You know, you have the opportunity to make a highlight every play, and you want to destroy the guy in front of you, and you get to do that for 48 minutes. So there's nothing better than it.
As big as Baer is, he can move too. It didn't count, but he returned a fumble earlier this season, nearly 80 yards for what could have been a North touchdown.
It was kind of weird because I got the sack. I knew the ball came out, and for some reason my first idea was to look at the sideline and raise the ball in the air because I wasn't for sure if they called it a fumble or not. Then I saw my O-line coach. He was screaming at me, telling me to go. So I went, and it was a long, probably 60, 70-yard run, and I was pretty gassed. And then I saw that it was a flag, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit, but it's whatever. We still got the dub at the end of the day.
Baer and his teammates are thrilled to have the opportunity to host the first playoff game in school history. He's equally excited about the chance to become the first North team to win a postseason contest.
It's exciting. I know some people are saying, with COVID and everyone making the playoffs, it doesn't mean as much. But to us, we went through something that not any other class has, and it's, the work we had to put in just to make sure that we could even play. This means so much to us, and, we're going to make sure that we get the job done, and we're going to.
While Baer is focused on the Bulldogs, he's still fielding interest from college programs across the country. Let's check in for a quick recruiting update.
I've been talking to plenty of coaches from Ohio State, Louisville, Cincinnati, West Virginia, Michigan State, and others. Right now, if I can get the visits in, hopefully they open it up. I wanted to commit before senior season, you get the stress off, and just to be able to play ball. But if I won't be able to go on visits and everything, I probably won't be able to commit till maybe after the season, and we'll just see how it takes place.
Welcome back to the OhioVarsity.com socially distant pregame show presented by Ganley Village. That's going to do it for us here in the studio. We'd like to thank the coaches and players for joining us, and a special thank you to all of our sponsors and to all of you for tuning in. Now let's head out to Nick Carter Stadium where Logan Petoskey is ready to call the action.
Good evening. We are live from Nick Carter Stadium in Eastlake, Ohio, as we have a Division II football playoff matchup on tap as the number 12 seed in Region 5, the Eastlake North Rangers, host their first football playoff game in school history as they take on the number 21 seed Garfield Heights Bulldogs. Folks, I'm Logan Petoskey alongside my color man Luke Petoskey. Thank you very much for joining us here on OhioVarsity.com. However, before we start our broadcast tonight, we would like to give a shout out to our pregame show sponsor, Ganley Village. For the best deals in Northeast Ohio, stop in at Ganley Village, Ohio's #1 volume superstore. Ganley Village is located at 2115 Menor Avenue in Painesville. You can also call 440-354-4368 or visit Ganley Village on the web at ganleyvillage.com. You've got to get a car, got to get it at Ganley Village. We also would like to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor during tonight's game, and that is Gables Search Group. So now, Luke, we're going to be starting our broadcast here. Who would you say are some players to watch for both teams here tonight? There's a lot of talent on both sides here.
So I'm going to start with the Bulldogs. We got 4 impact players for them. We got Dante Foster, number 8. He's a wide receiver and a cornerback. Marcus Carruthers, he's a quarterback and middle linebacker. He's probably my main player to watch. Marcus Woods Jr. is a tight end and defensive end. And number 24, Reggie Byers, he's a running back and a corner. And on the other side for North, the main guy to watch is number 21, Chris Malika, otherwise known as the Magic Man. He's got over half of North's offense this year, of 873 total yards through 6 games. You've also got Mo Morgan, who's their second leading rusher, and you've got Joey Skolny, who's their leading tackler with 33.5 tackles on the year.
And both teams coming into tonight's game, Garfield Heights coming into tonight's game with an 0-5 record, but played a very tough schedule this season, played multiple teams who ended up with at least 4 wins, including last week. They had a 49-14 loss at Brunswick, and Eastlake North, 3-2 this season, 3-3. Their last game was a 34-0 loss at Riverside. And this, once again, as I've said, this is North's first ever playoff game for football that they're hosting at home, and just their second playoff game all time. And Garfield Heights, they have one win in the playoffs in their school's history. They are 1-4. Luke, what can you tell us about some earlier playoff outcomes for both teams?
So Garfield Heights is 1-4 all time in the playoffs. They first made the playoffs in 2000, which was a loss to Olmsted Falls, and their win was against Warren Harding in 2018.
And we're going to be taking a short break here for the national anthem and player introductions.
All right, as I was saying, Logan, Garfield Heights' only win in the postseason came in 2018, which was their last time in the postseason. They beat Warren Harding 42-25 and followed that up with a loss to eventual state champion Archbishop Hoban 41-7. Eastlake North, on the other hand, is 0-1 all time. They made the playoffs for the first time in school history in 2017, where they traveled to Bedford and lost 30-22.
So this is definitely a big game, arguably one of the biggest games in school history for North, as they are searching for their first ever playoff victory. And this isn't the first time North and Garfield Heights have played each other either.
No, you're exactly right. 2013, Garfield Heights got the win 43-7 at Garfield Heights, and then 2014 they came to North, and they also beat Eastlake North 41-27. So they are 2-0 since 1999.
And the winner of tonight's game will be facing the 5th-seeded Walsh Jesuit Warriors next week. So this will definitely be an interesting game tonight for sure. And with that, what are some things that both teams need to do in order to win tonight's game? So we know that North is going for their first ever playoff win, so they're definitely going to want to try to get some momentum going for themselves, but Garfield Heights is looking for their first win of the season. So these are two teams looking for a lot of motivation in order to guide themselves to win. What are some keys that you say both teams could use in order to win this game?
Well, for Garfield Heights, there's 3 main keys. The first one, they've got to limit the explosive plays. Eastlake North has 30 plays this season of 20 or more yards, so they have to minimize those and force the Rangers to put together long drives. Secondly, they got to play disciplined. The penalties and mental errors have hurt the Bulldogs a lot this season. They have to focus on their responsibilities and keep one mistake from leading to another. And then also they have to use the perimeter because they have a lot of speed and a lot of talent on the outside. So they have to find a way to get their playmakers into space. And for North, their 3 keys are to protect the football. That's the first one. Turnovers have plagued them recently, especially in their last 2 losses to South and Riverside. And they can't afford to give away possessions if they hope to win in the postseason for the first time. North's also got to dominate up front. They have a huge size advantage in Ryan Bayer and Ethan Spoth leading the way in the trenches. And if the Rangers can break the will of the Bulldogs, they should find success with their flexbone offense. And finally, the Magic Man has to perform. Quarterback Chris Malika seems to find ways to make magic happen and make plays. He's going to have to do that tonight if North wants to succeed on offense.
And the Magic Man Malika, as he is called at North, definitely their main spark on offense is this season. He is the quarterback, but he leads the team in rushing over 700 yards and 11 touchdowns, and he's averaging over 6 yards per carry. And there's also a couple of other names to look out for in the ground game for North as well. What can you tell us about some more rushing stats for the Rangers?
Yeah, so it's not just Chris Malika who leads the way with 717 yards. You've also got number 20, Mo Morgan, who's got 331 yards and a touchdown. You've also got Danye Ward, who's got 2 touchdowns and about 200 yards or so rushing. And you've got Riante Lowry, who's got 176 yards on 3 touchdowns. I believe he's only a freshman, so he'll be a name to watch as well.
And Riante Lowry, he is indeed a freshman, 5'8" and 160 pounds. But Luke, going back to North up front on the offensive line, they have 2 offensive linemen who we both would have to think are going to be going Division I.
Oh, no doubt about it. You've got Ryan Bayer and you've got Ethan Spoth. Ryan Bayer, 6'7", 315. We had Ohio Varsity talk with him earlier in the week, and in the pregame show, for those that were watching, he's got interest from Ohio State, Louisville, Cincinnati, West Virginia, Michigan State. The kid is only a junior, and he's 6'7", 315. He is a force to be reckoned with. And then you've got senior Ethan Spoth. He's 6'4", 305, and I believe he's committed to Toledo, and he also had offers from other MAC schools such as Bowling Green, Eastern Michigan, and Kent State. So North is going to be leaning on those 2 guys as they come out. Here come the Rangers.
As we see the Rangers running through their sign, being let out with the American flag. So we do know that North has a lot of big bodies up front, but Garfield Heights also has some size as well. They have linemen at 255 pounds, 240 pounds, 250 pounds, another one at 250 pounds, a couple at 230 pounds. So this should definitely be an interesting game to watch in the trenches. And it looks like before the game started tonight here, North won the toss, and they elected to defer their choice to the second half. So Garfield Heights will be starting with the football. As we see Garfield Heights approaching the field. North on their sideline, they're about ready to approach the field. And right before we kick things off here, we'd like to get a word from our presenting sponsor.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States.
And back deep to return for Garfield Heights, number 8, Dante Foster, and number 24, Reggie Byers. The Rangers are set to kick things off. We are underway from Nick Carter Stadium. It's fielded at about the 4-yard line, taking it to the 15, up the middle to the 20. And he is met just shy of the 20-yard line. And that was taken by the wide receiver defensive back, Dante Foster. And that is where the Garfield Heights offense will set up shop for the first time tonight. They'll be led out onto the field by senior quarterback number 5, Marcus Carruthers. As we see the Bulldog offense now trotting onto the field. Ranger defense awaits them at the line of scrimmage. A 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 20-yard line. Looks like they're in a shotgun set. Carruthers has a receiver in motion, and there's a quick screen pass caught at the 20, and not much going there for the Bulldogs.
That was some great disciplined play there. D-back stayed home on the screen. That's what you got to do.
It looked like that was Alante Hatchell with the reception for Garfield Heights. And on the tackle there, number 28, Dom Marciante, the 5'7", 145-pound junior defensive back. 2nd and 9 from the 21 for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Carruthers gets the snap, throws to the left. He's got a man open, and that is caught by Foster. He's to the 35 and more. And that'll definitely be enough to move the chains for Garfield Heights.
That was a great play there. It almost looked like they caught the Rangers in man. It looked like there was a crossing route. Someone ran it in, someone ran it out. 2 guys went for the in, and that leads to a Bulldog first down.
As the Bulldogs now set up shop at their own 37-yard line. This time with 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. 1 back in the backfield. Carruthers gets the snap, hands off to Byers. Byers to the 40 and to the 45, still going to the 50. And he is out past the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him at about the 45-yard line. Another Garfield Heights first down.
That play right there was all done by the offensive line. They're opening up the hole between the guard and the tackle. Byers did the rest, picked up the first down. Great work by the Bulldogs.
Marshall Ridley was there to force him out of bounds for North. The Bulldogs now at their own 45-yard line. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Carruthers gets the snap, drops back. It's up time to throw, but he is wrestled down. Looks like they're on the play for North. Number 32, Joey Skolny.
Yeah, the great play there by Skolny. Came around the outside. He looked like he was lined up at middle backer, I believe, on that play, and he wrapped around and did a great job block shedding and getting the sack.
And coming into tonight's game, Joey Skolny leading the Rangers in sacks with 3 on the season to go along with 8 tackles for loss. Carruthers gets the snap on 2nd down, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Dante Foster. That one bounced off his chest. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long.
That was a great job by Nate O'Connor there on the press coverage, not giving the receiver any room. Garfield Heights just wanted to pick up a little chunk yardage, try to get it inside 2 sticks, but O'Connor was there for the deflection to bring up 3rd down and long.
The Bulldogs once again in a shotgun set. Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. Carruthers gets a snap. It's a screen pass. And that is caught by Hatchell, but not much going there once again. The Ranger defense there for a quick stop, reading that screen pass, and that'll bring up a 4th and long for Garfield Heights.
I believe that was Danye Ward on the play. Or, correction, Dom Marciante on the play there. That was a great job reading the middle screen, getting off blocks, getting the tackle, forcing a 4th down and long. Should see the Rangers get excellent field position here.
And it looks like to punt for Garfield Heights.
Ooh, that was almost
Ayed
blocked.
Jibrin.
That may have been deflected, Logan.
And that punt is deflected. And that'll be down at North's own 35-yard line. And that is where the North Rangers will set up shop on offense for their first time tonight.
And see, Logan, that's kind of what I was talking about before about Garfield Heights limiting the mistakes. They did a great job picking up the first down, but part of the way that they have to win this game is not having third down with 2 or more sticks. What that means is having 3rd and 10 or more. And then other mistakes, special teams is going to win out as well, especially with punts getting deflected and the bad snap there. They got to fix that, otherwise it's going to be a long night for the Bulldogs.
With 9:01 to go here in the first quarter, the North Rangers will take their first offensive snap. Malika gets the snap, and he's going to take it himself up the middle. And he will get to just about the 40-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play to bring up second down.
Great read there by Malika, keeping it himself. A lot of the Rangers' offense, sure they get big plays, but the flexbone offense isn't necessarily meant for big plays. It's meant for ground and pound and wearing away at the defense.
They actually marked him down to 39, making it 2nd and 6 for the Rangers. Malika gets the snap. It's a toss sweep to the left. He's out just past the 40, but not much going there as a big hit was made by Jason Isom of Garfield Heights, the 5'10", 185-pound junior.
Yeah, Garfield Heights linebackers did a really good job there, as well as the DBs. Part of the flexbone offense and a lot of running style offenses is you have to read the linemen. The linemen are going to take you to the ball. That's what they did there as North ran a pitch to the field side and picked up almost nothing.
3rd and 4 now for North. Malika under center. And he is going to hand it off to the inside. But it looks like that is not going to be enough for the first down. And that is going to bring up a 4th down for North.
That was a great job there by the Garfield Heights D-line. Part of the way that you beat North's line is by staying low and controlling the line of scrimmage. It's a tall task, but they were able to do it there to force a 3 and out.
And the quarterback Malika to punt for North. And Dante Foster back deep to return for Garfield Heights. It's a high punt, taking a Ranger bounce. That's going to be inside the 15-yard line. Nice punt there from Chris Malika. That'll be down to just about Garfield Heights' own 13-yard line. And with that, let's hear a short word from our presenting sponsors.
Making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www.gablessearch.com. Also, you can email mstuck@gablessearch.com for more information. Mike Stuck and his amazing team will get you on the right path today.
Thank you.
We are back to the action here at Nick Carter Stadium. 7:04 to go in this Division II Region 5 playoff matchup. Still no score between North and Garfield Heights, but it looks like we have our first penalty of the night. And that's going to be an encroachment on the Rangers to make it 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Looks like Noah Shannon jumped there because Bulldogs were trading their tailback to the other side.
So now 1st and 5 for Garfield Heights. Carruthers, there's another screen pass that is caught on the left side. And he stumbles his way to just about the 20-yard line. That was Deshaun Jones with the reception. That'll actually bring up now a 2nd and 8. Excuse me, it's actually a 2nd and 3.
I'll tell you what, Logan, 3 screens for Garfield Heights. Look for them to try to lull the Rangers to sleep and go deep.
Carruthers gets the snap, fakes a handoff to Byers. He's going to take it himself and gain maybe a yard or so on that quarterback run. That'll bring up a 3rd and short for Garfield Heights. So we're now nearing the 6-minute mark, halfway mark of this first quarter. Still have no score in this one. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Bulldogs. Carruthers gets the snap. Hand off to Byers, and he is up the middle. And a group of Rangers pushing him back, but forward progress looks like it gave him the first down.
That was great running by Byers there. He looks like a hard runner.
O'Neal, the ball carrier. Tackle by Ryan.
So now a 1st and 10 for Garfield Heights at their own 26-yard line. They've broken the huddle. Shotgun set. Byers in motion. And that's a direct snap run. That was Dante Foster taking the direct snap. Gain of about 6 yards on that one.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I think that was a wildcat look from the Bulldogs. We'll see if that maybe is a formation they go to more often.
Yeah, it looked like Dante Foster, and he's going to take another direct snap to the right side. He's to the 40, trying to get the edge. Nearly get the spin move off, but that is a first down run for the Bulldogs. Curtis Thomas was there for the stop for the Rangers.
I think we're going to block in the back or hold on the play here.
And Luke, I think you're right. It looks like this one is going to be called back for a hold. But Foster definitely bringing a lot of versatility out of that backfield, considering he normally plays wide receiver.
Yeah, I honestly think the Bulldogs may have to look to do that every once in a while to spice it up, because it looked like the Ranger defense was unprepared for that.
And it looks like we now see Marcus Carruthers back in the backfield for Garfield Heights, their usual quarterback. Byers behind him as well. 3 receivers to the right. 2nd and 6 from their own 31. He takes a shotgun snap. Has a slant route up the middle. That pass is caught, and it looks like that's going to be enough for the first down. Making the catch there was Alante Hatchell.
That was a great play call there by the Bulldogs. They had trips to the left, and they had their 2 inside receivers run slants. The inside guy brought the linebacker with him, and that left the second receiver open to pick up the first down.
And Garfield Heights now at their own 38-yard line. First down and 10 to go. 1 receiver to the left. Trips to the right. Carruthers takes a snap, drops back. It's time to throw. He's going to look deep. He might have a man, but it is incomplete. That one was intended for Deshaun Jones. It looks like Jones had the defensive back beat there, but Carruthers left it a bit short.
Yeah, that was a great play there by Dom Marciante for the Rangers. I feel like if Carruthers had a better spiral on that one and maybe let his receiver a little better, could be a different result here. You maybe could see the Bulldogs in Ranger territory, but it looks like it brings up a 2nd down and 10 still. And this Garfield Heights offense put up 14 points last week against Brunswick, their highest output of the season. Looking to replicate some of that success here, as that screen pass to Hatchell is snuffed immediately. What a play by Curtis Thomas. I'll tell you what, North's DBs are doing a great job of reading the screenplays. I'm not sure if they saw something in film, but every time Garfield Heights has run a screen, it's been for very minimal yardage. So hats off to the DBs, Curtis Thomas and Dom Marciante in particular.
And that was a loss of a yard on the previous play, bringing up 3rd and 11 for Garfield Heights. We're now under 3.5 minutes to go here in the first. 3 receivers set to the left. 1 to the right, Carruthers. And Byers in the backfield. Offset to the right is Byers. Carruthers gets the snap. He's going to throw to the left. And that pass is nearly intercepted by Curtis Thomas. Another big play from him on this drive. And that will bring up another Garfield Heights 4th down.
The Rangers switched it up this time, went into a zone, and it almost looked like Garfield Heights was trying to throw the curl route, but Curtis Thomas was sitting right there and nearly got the interception.
Looks like back deep to return for North. Number 28, Dom Marciate. And a punt. And also back deep for North, number 8, John Lanning. And once again, Ayed Jabrin to punt for the Bulldogs. And this punt gets away, taking a slightly favorable bounce for the Bulldogs. And that punt will stop by itself at North's own 37-yard line. So we have 2:57 to go here in the first quarter between Garfield Heights and North. Still no score here from Nick Carter Stadium. And with that, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
The Pixel Connection is Northeast Ohio's premier camera store, servicing photographers and videographers for over 5 years. Did you know that you can rent professional cameras and lenses at a fraction of the cost of buying the equipment? There's no reason you can't capture those game-winning moments. To save 25% on your next rental, use the code OhioVarsity at checkout.
We are back to the action. 1st and 10 for North. And Malika keeps it himself, but the ball is free. And it looks like the Bulldogs jumped on it. Yes, they did. Marcus Woods Jr. was there to recover the fumble. And with that, the first turnover of the night.
Logan, one of the keys to the game for North was not turning the ball over, and look what just happened. It almost looked like Malika most of the year, whenever there's a wide open path on the outside, it's usually there, but somebody came around the backside. I'm not sure who stripped the ball there, but I don't think Malika saw it coming, and the ball came out, and Marcus Woods landed on it. Garfield Heights has excellent field position now.
And as you said, they're Garfield Heights now with their best field position of the night to start a drive. They're starting in North territory at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Carruthers gets the snap. And he's looking to the left, nobody there. He's going to run up the middle. And not much going there. Looks like he didn't gain anything. But we also see Ethan Spath holding up the football, but I think Carruthers was down.
Yeah. Great job there overall by the Rangers defense, sitting back in coverage, and they got just enough of a pass rush that it may not have been a sack, but it's no gain. Bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, still at the Ranger 40-yard line, Garfield Heights. 3 receivers to the left. And there's a receiver in motion as well, and there's a handoff to Byers to the left side. And he gets taken down just shy of the 35-yard line. Looks like they're going to give him a gain of about 2 on the play. And that tackle was made by number 33, Nate Stuck for North. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
I'll tell you what, though, that play might look like it's nothing, but I like the play call because you're bringing motion to the right and you're handing it off to the left. That's going to make the defense start moving one way and the other.
And yet another shotgun set here for Garfield Heights. Carruthers gets the snap. He has Reggie Byers in a swing on the right side. He gets to the 40, tries to get the edge. And it looks like they're going to mark him down at the 37-yard line. He was forced out of bounds by number 28, Dom Marciate. That'll bring up a 4th down for Garfield Heights.
Marciante might have forced him out, but Julie Skolny was all over that. He obviously looks like North's smartest player, and I can see why, as he's their leading tackler, and he already has a sack on the night. But Skolny read that all the way, the halfback in the flat, and brings up about a 4th and 7 or so.
And it looks like Garfield Heights is going to keep the offense on the field. Minute 21 to go here in the first quarter. 2 receivers on each side. Carruthers gets the snap, looks to the right. He's got a man, and that pass is caught. Does he have enough for the first down? But that pass was complete to number 18, Jareel Brown, and that will be enough to move the chains.
You know what? That's a smart play there by the Bulldogs. You don't need to go deep. You don't need to keep running the screen. Just get to the first down line and catch the ball. That's all they had to do. And the other thing is having a smart receiver knowing where that first down line is. Too many oftentimes we see receivers running too short and turning the ball over, even though it would be a nice play, but smart play there to pick up the first down.
Now 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Ranger 29-yard line, under a minute to go here in the first. And there's a run to the left side, and that looks like Dante Foster out of what looks to be a Wildcat formation once again for a decent gain for Garfield Heights, a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd and 3.
I don't have this person on the roster, but number 45 out there for North had that play read, just missed the tackle. But the Bulldogs may have to look to that Wildcat more often, because honestly, every time they've run it, it's been a gain of 5 or 6 yards at least, no?
And it looks like Garfield Heights is going to let the quarter run down. So there's 5 seconds left, and they're not approaching the line of scrimmage. And with that, we have reached the end of the first quarter in this Division II Region 5 playoff matchup. Still no score here between Garfield Heights and North at Nick Carter Stadium. And with that, we will hear a word from our sponsors.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States, thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www.gablesearch.com. Also, you can email mstuck@gablesearch.com for more information. Mike Stuck and his amazing team will get you on the right path today.
Eaton's Family Restaurant, full of carts and hammers and Papa Joe's in Eastlake.
We are back to the action here as the teams have switched sides for the second quarter. 2nd and 4 for Garfield Heights from the North 23-yard line. 3 receivers to the left and 1 back in the backfield. There's a handoff to Byers. He goes to the right. He's to the 21-yard line for a gain of about 2. And that tackle was made by Dom Marciante for North. Now bring up a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
The Garfield Heights offense nearing the red zone here. They're at the 21-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Carruthers and Byers in the backfield. Here's the snap. Handoff to Byers, and he makes a cut to the right. And it looks like he has enough to move the chains for the Bulldogs. And that stop was made by Adam Kleinhens, number 31 for North.
Great run there by Garfield Heights. They got a shifty runner there, number 24, Reggie Byers.
Garfield Heights now inside the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18. Byers moves to Carruthers' left. Carruthers gets the snap. He fakes a handoff. And the pressure coming immediately. He breaks away, runs up the middle, and he somehow gets to the 15-yard line. Looked like he was going to get sacked for a loss there, but he turns a whole lot of nothing into something.
Let's call it 4, 2nd and 6.
Nate O'Connor was there on the stop for North, but what a play from Carruthers.
Yeah, I would have thought Carruthers would have gone down for the sack, maybe held on to the ball, made sure nothing happened, but like you said, he made something out of nothing. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Carruthers gets the snap, looking to his left, looking for an open man, and he throws to the middle of the end zone, and that pass is caught. Touchdown Bulldogs. Alante Hatchell with a 15-yard touchdown grab to give Garfield Heights an early 6-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, I honestly thought Carruthers held that hanging up there too long. I thought someone from North was going to get there, but Hatchell jumped way up in the air to snag that one for a Bulldog touchdown, making it 6-0.
And kicking the extra point is Ayed Gibran for Garfield Heights. Good snap. The hold is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 10 minutes to go here in the first half, your score from Nick Carter Stadium, Garfield Heights 7, Eastlake North 0. And as we approach the next kickoff, let's hear a word from our sponsors. We are back to the action. Here is Garfield Heights, who's taken a 7-0 lead on a 15-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Carruthers to Alante Hatchell. Is now Eastlake North awaits the kickoff here. Back deep to return for the Rangers, number 1 Curtis Thomas. And it looks like number 28, Dom Marciante. And a kick for Garfield Heights, number 19, Ayed Gibran. Gibran now approaching the ball, but it looks like the wind blew the ball off the tee. Looks like we're going to hit the restart button on this kickoff. Marciante and Thomas back deep to return for Eastlake North. And it's away from Gibran, a short kick up the middle. It's fielded by Marciante just in front of the 10. He's to the 20 now on the right side to the 25-30. And showcasing his speed as he is tackled just shy of the 35-yard line. And that was actually Donye Ward on the return, number 26. So an easy kickoff return there from Donye Ward makes it 1st and 10 for North at their own 34.
And Logan, this drive is going to tell me something. North went 3 and out and then turnover on the first play of their second drive, sorry. So this will tell me what kind of team they are. How will they bounce back after letting up 7 points off the turnover?
1st and 10 for the Rangers. They're in their flex bone set. And Malik is going to keep it himself to the left side. He's to the 40. 1st down and more to the 50. And he is pushed out of bounds at about the Garfield Heights 48-yard line. A huge 1st down run from the Magic Man, Chris Malika. And with that, North's first down of the night as we were in the second quarter.
That was a great seal there on the left side of the line led by Ryan Bayer. First time we've seen that all night. Saw some guys on the backside almost take down Malika, but picked up the 1st down on their first big play of the night. I think they're going to take a timeout here.
It looks like you're right there, Luke. North is going to call a timeout here, and with that, 7-0, Garfield Heights in front of Eastlake North with 9:48 to go in the first half. Let's hear a word from our sponsors during this timeout.
Rentals.
We are back to the action here. Coming off of that Eastlake North timeout, which was their first timeout taken in this first half. So once again, 1st and 10 for the Rangers at their own 48-yard line. Malika under center. Gets a snap, and it's a screen pass to the right that's caught on the right side. And he is to the 40, trying to break some tackles, and he is brought down just in front of the 40-yard line. That catch was made by number 2, Stephen Kamick. The 6', 165-pound freshman for North.
That was a great screenplay, but what I love most as a former receiver is seeing receivers block, and number 13, Zach Kozel, did some great blocking there.
And he actually marked him just shy of the first down marker, so he second and about 1. As there's a handoff up the middle to number 20, Mo Morgan, and that run will be enough to give North another first down. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the Garfield Heights 34-yard line. Malika once again under center. And Malika hands it off again to Morgan. He's going to get out to the 30 for a gain of 4 on that run. That tackle was made by number 15, Gavin Lane, for Garfield Heights.
And if you're North, you're going to take those kind of plays. Your offense isn't necessarily meant for the big plays unless you have a good quarterback like Malika taking it for himself. 4 or 5 yards a pop, I'm taking that.
2nd and 6 from the Rangers at the Garfield Heights 30. Malika gets the snap, and he fakes the handoff, takes it to the left, just past the 30, but this one might get called back as we see a flag on the play. See what the official call is in the field, and that one will be called back for a hold. So that'll move the Rangers 10 yards back after that play.
Yeah, the Rangers offense isn't necessarily built for moments like these. Oftentimes in high school you have the spread offense where you can pick up 15 yards a pop, no problem, but when you got the flex bone offense, it's very much a grit and grind. It's very much grit and grind mode. So we'll see what happens here on 2nd down and 2 sticks. Hopefully they get inside 2 sticks and we can see something happen here.
It's now a 2nd and 16 for North at the Bulldog 40-yard line. Malika fakes a toss sweep, and he's got a man open down the field. Looks like he didn't see him, but so Malika's going to have to make it happen for himself. What a run by Malika, as he is marked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Logan, Stephen Kamick was wide open on the post. If Malika had seen him, we could be hearing a loud Ranger crowd right now. But you know what? It's all right. I said that all they had to do was get it inside 2 sticks. That's what they did. Malika made the play. It's about 3rd down and 8. We'll see what happens here.
Rangers now at the Bulldog 32-yard line, under center, flex bone set. And there's a toss sweep to the right to the 30 and out of the 25 and taken out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line, number 4, Anthony Maddock, the 6'1", 170-pound senior. And that'll be enough for a North first down.
I'll tell you what, that was very versatile play calling by offensive coordinator Brian Biggie. That deep pass was there, and then they went twins to the right, unbalanced, ran the toss sweep there, and they had enough blockers to pick up the first down. Great play calling and great execution.
1st and 10, Malika under center. And he's going to hand it off up the middle to Mo Morgan. But not much going there, a gain of maybe a yard. That tackle was made by number 9, Marcus Woods Jr. for the Bulldogs. That'll bring up a 2nd and 9 at the 22.
Yeah, Marcus Woods having a pretty good game tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was the one on the recovery on the Malika fumble earlier.
So we're now approaching 7 minutes to go in the first half here. Malika, toss sweep to the right. Maddock once again. He's to the 20. And he fights his way to about the 15-yard line. Very close to a North Ranger first down, but not quite. And it looks like on the tackle there for Garfield Heights was number 27, Armand Kirtley Floyd. Now 3rd and 2 for North at the Bulldog 15.
You know what I'm really impressed with is the exterior blocking by the Rangers. Their skill guys, their receivers are doing an excellent job opening up the path on the outside.
Malika gets the snap. He's going to take it himself to the left side. He makes a juke, trying to get the ends on the left side and get enough for a first down. He is thrown out of bounds. Very close to the first down marker. The question is, did he get it? And they're going to say no. Reggie Byers in there on the play for Garfield Heights. And that's going to bring up 4th and 1 for the Rangers, and it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field.
We came into this not sure if Garfield Heights was going to be able to match Malika's speed. That pretty much answered it for us right there.
Malika under center. Mo Morgan behind him. Faking a toss sweep and a handoff to Maddock. But he is tackled behind the line, and that is going to be a turnover on downs. What a stand by the Garfield Heights defense.
What a stand is right. One of the keys for Garfield Heights was staying disciplined and staying focused, and so far tonight they've done that. And right there on 4th down and 1, going against a flex-bone offense, the odds are usually in the offense's favor, but the defensive ends stayed home, the linebackers filled, and they try to run that wraparound counter to no avail. Great job there by the Bulldog defense.
Gabriel Mays was there for the stop for Garfield Heights. As we now see the Bulldog offense trotting out onto the field, they'll have a 1st and 10, but a long way to go for this drive, starting at their own 18-yard line. 3 receivers are set to the left. Carruthers and Byers in the backfield. Carruthers gets a snap, handoff to Byers. He goes up the middle. And not much at all going there for the Bulldogs. It looks like it's going to now be a 2nd and 8 from the 20.
For the Bulldogs, Reggie Byers, the ball carrier, tackled by
It's going to be very important here for North to either force a 3 and out or try to get the ball back fast. As I don't think Garfield Heights' punter can get a lot of air on the football.
We once again see a 1-back set. 2 receivers to the left for the Bulldogs. Another one in motion, and that screen pass to Dante Foster is caught. He's to the 20, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. Gain of a couple yards there for the Bulldogs. As that'll now bring up a 3rd and 4 from their own 24-yard line. And Nate Stuck and Adam Kleinhens were in on the tackle there for the Rangers. We're now under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Garfield Heights with a 7-0 lead over North. Carruthers in the shotgun. 1 receiver to the right. You see a receiver in motion. A touch pass to Dante Foster. And he's going to get out just past the 25 to the 26. A gain of 2 yards on the play. Not enough for a first down. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to send the punting unit out onto the field.
I like seeing Ryan Bayer getting in there, playing nose tackled and D-tackled. Great job getting in the action in there on the jet sweep. But like I said, great job by the North D, standing tall, forcing the 3 and out. We'll see if they can get it inside the 50 here and maybe make something happen to make up for their last turnover on downs.
And a slow-moving snap to Gibran. He gets it away. And near the end there, it takes a generous Bulldog bounce and roll. And that is going to be down at North's own 28-yard line. So with 3:43 to go here in the first half, your score, Garfield Heights 7, Eastlake North nothing. And you are watching OHSCA playoff football on OhioVarsity.com. And it looks like we are seeing the North offense now trotting onto the field. First and 10 for the Rangers. At their own 28. One receiver to the right, two to the left. Malika fakes a handoff, takes it to himself. And he is going to be wrestled down just past the 35-yard line. Decent run there from the Magic Man. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2 for the Rangers at their own 36. Looks like Queese Roberson was there on the stop for Garfield Heights. So we're approaching the 3-minute mark here to go in the first half. North still with 2 timeouts. Malika hands it off to Mo Morgan, who runs up the middle to the 42-yard line, a gain of 6, which leads to another North Ranger first down.
That was a great job reading what you were given there by Malika. I'll tell you what he's really good at. He's very good at his fakes. You know, like in the flex bone when you're trying to ride the ball into the lineman. If you ride it long enough, it's a very good fake.
Malika under center. Hands it to Morgan again. Fake the handoff. And it is shoved out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, a gain of 3. The 44. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. They're actually going to mark him down at the 46-yard line.
And that's just another one of those examples. If that's a pedestrian fake there, that's probably no gain or a loss. But another good fake there by Malika to pick up 4. That's what you want. That's what you want in this offense.
Malika again under center. And the ball is free. Another North fumble. And it is recovered by Garfield Heights. Once again on the recovery there for the Bulldogs. The junior number 10, Jason Isom. And another costly turnover by the Rangers gives Garfield Heights great field position for yet another drive.
In my opinion, this is just my opinion, it almost looks like the Rangers are beating themselves. You know, they've had 3 and outs, they've had 2 turnovers. But you know what? Football is the game of 2 halves, so maybe they'll come out in the second half fired up. But I think a key to that, there's about a minute 45 or so left in the first half. A defensive stop here, and who knows? Maybe you break one right before we go into halftime. We'll see what happens here.
First and 10 for Garfield Heights at the North 37-yard line. Carruthers gets a snap, hand off to Byers up the middle. He is to the 31-yard line, a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. That tackle was made there for North by Curtis Thomas. Garfield Heights still with 3 timeouts. Over a minute to go. And Carruthers fakes the handoff. And he's taken down just past the 25. The ball comes loose. And it looks like the Rangers got it. They say they have it. And they do. So a couple plays after Garfield Heights forces a North fumble, North comes back to answer, and they force a fumble of their own.
I'll tell you what, the DNs and the offensive linebackers bit hard on that for the running back. Carruthers kept it himself. I didn't see who it was, but somebody knocked that out. And now that North's got the ball back, again, can they redeem themselves from their previous mistakes? They've got about a minute, maybe a minute, 10 seconds left in the half. We might have to see Magic Man Malika throw it in the air here.
So the Rangers with 2 timeouts. They're starting this drive with the 1st and 10 at their own 23. Malika drops back to pass, and he is looking deep on the left side. That pass is caught! And he is out just past the 50-yard line. A big gainer there. What a play there from the freshman, Stephen Kamick. A huge first down pass to move the chains and much more for North.
That almost kind of looked like that play that they missed down here in the red zone when Kamick was wide open. Probably would have been a touchdown, but Malika didn't see him because of the pass rush. This time, though, found him, and he almost broke free for even more yardage, but that's the kind of play you need here as the clock is running.
So we're now under 50 seconds to go here in the half. The Rangers are moving. Malika dropping back again to pass. He's going to roll to his right. Pressure coming. He's going to have to make something himself. He switches to the left side. He's to the 45, the 40, and he's going to run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. What great improvisation there from Chris Malika.
And it looks like there's a late flag that was thrown. There could be in the area of maybe a late hit or a chop block as we see a Garfield Heights player shaken up around the 40-yard line.
I thought I might have seen a North player throw a block with their shoulder. We certainly hope that the Bulldog player is okay. And it looks like that's number 1, Gabriel Mays, being tended to by the training staff. And they did call a penalty on that one for North, so that run, unfortunately, will be called back for the Rangers.
But you know what? That was Magic Man Malika right there, because they were trying to do a rollout pass. Nothing was there. Pass rush was coming. He has just enough speed to pull like a Lamar Jackson almost and just take it around the other way and pick up the first down. But unfortunately, it's called back for, I didn't see if it was a hold or a block in the back or a chop block. Didn't quite see what it was.
And it seems that Mays is okay for Garfield Heights, but looks like North is going to... No, Garfield Heights is going to be using their first timeout of the half. So with 32.7 seconds to go here in the first half, Garfield Heights with a 7-0 lead over Eastlake North. And with that, we will hear a word from our sponsors.
Pixel Connection is Northeast Ohio's premier camera store, servicing photographers and videographers for over 5 years. Did you know that you can rent professional cameras and lenses at a fraction of the cost of buying the equipment? There's no reason you can't capture those game-winning moments. To save 25% on your next rental, use the code OhioVarsity at checkout. View their rental selections at rentals.thepixelconnection.com.
We are back to the action here. 32 seconds to go in the half. Eastlake North looks like they're in their first shotgun play of the game. Malika gets the snap. Has some time to throw. Nice protection from his offensive line. He's going to roll to the right. And Malika looking for a receiver to get open, and that pass is incomplete. And that one was intended for Stephen Kamick. And that'll bring up a second down for the Rangers.
Yeah, see, last thing you want to do there is take a sack and be forced to use a timeout and put yourself in bad position. But, I don't know, try to make something happen there and threw it towards out of bounds, towards the sidelines, not in anyone's danger. I'm very interested to see what they try to pull off here, as I believe is that third down or second down, Logan?
It looks like it is second down because there was a penalty a couple of plays ago. 2nd and 16.
That's right.
For North. From their own 46-yard line. Malika in the shotgun. One back. Offset to his left. Malika is going to do a design run to the left side. And he's going to run out of bounds. And he'll be marked down at midfield. Excuse me, his own 49-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for North.
I'll tell you what, though, that's the right play there, because if you're not going to pass it, you want to get out of bounds so you don't have to be forced to use a timeout. Try to get it within 2 sticks. He came close, but this is an obvious pass situation here.
19 seconds to go in the first half. Malika gets the snap. He's going to run again to the left side. And he is met by a couple of Bulldogs at about the 45-yard line. Clock is still running. Rangers still have 2 timeouts, but it looks like they're going to let the clock run out and end the first half. That is exactly what they do. So we've reached the end of the first half here in this Division II Region 5 playoff matchup. And heading into the locker room, your score, Garfield Heights 7 and North nothing. It's a pretty interesting first half. Not too much scoring, but a lot happening for both teams.
Logan, does Garfield Heights look like an 0-5 team to you?
Definitely not.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Those kids are playing their hearts out. They are hungry for a win. Eastlake North, I'm not going to say they underestimated them because this is playoff football. You can't take anything for granted. But I will be interested to see how well Eastlake North comes out and adjusts for the second half.
And with this break in the action, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States, thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www.gablesearch.com. Also, you can email mstuck@gablesearch.com for more information. Mike Stuck and his amazing team will get you on the right path today.
And welcome back to Nick Carter Stadium in Eastlake, Ohio. As we have reached halftime here in this playoff football matchup, Garfield Heights with a 7-0 lead over Eastlake North. We will be taking a break during the intermission, but we will let you enjoy the sounds of the Eastlake North High School Marching Band.
Introducing the 2020 North High School Ranger Marching Band. Under the direction of Michael Clemens and led on the field by field commanders
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States, thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www.gablessearch.com. Also, you can email mstuck@gablessearch.com for more information. Mike Stuck and his amazing team will get you on the right path today.
The Pixel Connection is Northeast Ohio's premier camera store, servicing photographers and videographers for over 5 years. Did you know that you can rent professional cameras and lenses at a fraction of the cost of buying the equipment? There's no reason you can't capture those game-winning moments. To save 25% on your next rental, use the code OhioVarsity at checkout. View their rental selections at rentals.thepixelconnection.com.
And we are back on the air here from Nick Carter Stadium in Eastlake, Ohio for this Division II Region 5 playoff football matchup. We have just over 3 minutes to go here in this halftime window. Garfield Heights has a 7-0 lead over North due to a 15-yard touchdown pass from Marcus Carruthers to Alante Hatchell. That's all the scoring we've had so far, but a lot of action going on in this one. A couple of turnovers, very much a back-and-forth game. But as I said, Garfield Heights has been the only team to put some points on the board. That very well may change here in this second half. So, Luke, we're going to go back to your keys of the game you had in our pregame. Are both teams doing what they should be to try to win this game?
Well, let's start with Garfield Heights. The first thing we said was limit the explosive plays, and honestly, I think they've done that. North had a long pass play, and they could have had another one had there not been a pass rush, but Garfield Heights has done a good job of limiting the explosive plays. The next thing was play discipline, and I have praised Garfield Heights for that, especially their defensive ends and their outside linebackers. Whenever they try to run a flex bone counter of some sorts, someone is always right there. And you know what? It's kind of hard to keep tabs on Malika, but they've done a pretty good job limiting the North offense. And finally, using the perimeter, they've done that. They scored their touchdown by using the perimeter on the outside, thanks to the amazing catch by Hatchell. And for North, the first key, which was my most important key, was protect the football. And they haven't done that. They had two crucial turnovers, a 3-and-out to start the game, a turnover on downs in the red zone. They got to do something on offense in the second half. It's going to be really interesting to see how they adjust. My next key was dominate up front for North. And there's been some plays where the offensive line has made a difference, but it's not like an overwhelming it's not in overwhelming favor for the North offensive line. So we'll look to see if they try to run behind Bear and Spoth some more and see if they can break one free. And then my final key was that the Magic Man must perform. And Chris Malika, I mean, he had one or two turnovers, but he's doing what he can to keep this North offense afloat. So I want to be interested to see if Garfield Heights continues to key in on him, or if maybe we see someone like a Mo Morgan or one of their other running backs. Maybe we see a little more handing off rather than keeping it on the option. Overall, a very well played first half for Garfield Heights. They do not look like an 0-5 team, and it's kind of easy to say for us as we saw their schedule, and they played 4 teams, D3 or higher, that had 4 or more wins out of the 6 games. So this is definitely a test for North. It's going to be interesting to see how this one ends up.
And so we were kind of questioning what North was doing to end that first half. They were in Garfield Heights territory. They still had 2 timeouts left, but they let the clock run down with about 30 seconds left, but they are receiving the second half kickoff, so maybe that's why they did that?
You know what? I think part of football is knowing when to be aggressive and when to be conservative. I think that North was being aggressive inside a minute, but the holding call put them back inside their own territory, and they had 2nd and 16 at one point. I believe they tried to do a rollout pass, and Malika tried to find his receiver, but it went incomplete. And then they had 2 more run plays to their first run play, actually, which was on 2nd down. They ran out of bounds. Maybe they were trying to get something on 3rd down. But with 30 seconds left, you really don't want a chance having some kind of botched play happen. So they ran the ball and let the clock run out. And you know what? I don't blame them. Football is a game of 2 halves. And we'll see. Maybe they come out firing on all cylinders.
So North definitely is primarily running the football, as is their normal tendency during this year. But we did see a point in the first half where Malika had a wide open receiver, but he couldn't quite find him. But he ended up finding Stephen Kamick a second time and was able to deliver on a big pass. So do you think maybe North could try and find a deep pass here in the second half to maybe get their offense going a bit more?
If I'm going to be honest, I trust North's coaching staff. I think they're going to do a good job of seeing the huddle film or the film from the guys up in the booth, and they're going to adjust their offense as needed. And you know what? I liked when they ran in their unbalanced sets. When they ran in unbalanced sets and they ran towards the field, they had a lot of good exterior blocking. So I would look more towards that rather than looking at Malika keeping it on the weak side, having all that field to run, because Garfield Heights is able to match Malika's speed.
And speaking of speed, a little something interesting we saw from Garfield Heights on offense. A couple of plays there in the first half, they had their senior receiver, Dante Foster, take over as kind of like a wildcat quarterback. Do you think maybe they do some more of that in the second half?
I think I can see them doing a little more of that. And if I'm North, they've run the ball every single time out of that wildcat formation, and it's gone for 5 or 6 yards. Look for them to adjust. If Foster's back there at quarterback in the wildcat, I would look for them to bring the safeties up and the corners up, maybe play a little press. And I don't see them passing. You've always got to be aware of the trick plays. But the fact that they've run the ball every single time and they've picked up 4 or 5 yards, you've got to pick up on those tendencies.
And both teams have now taken the field. We are starting, just about to start the second half here. And for Garfield Heights, once again to kick, number 19, Ayad Gibran.
Back deep to the Rangers, number 1 Curtis.
And back deep to return for Eastlake North, number 1, Curtis Thomas, and number 2 is Stephen Kamick. So ball set on the tee. Gibran runs up. And the second half is underway. A bit of a squib kick up the middle that was touched and fielded at about the 21-yard line by North. And that is taken up to just about the 35-yard line by number 6, Anthony Gallo, the 5'10", 190-pound junior. And with that kickoff return, North will start the second half on offense.
I'm very interested to see how this Ranger offense will adjust. I'm going to keep saying it. Football is a game of two halves. We'll see what happens. It looks like they're going to start out on some kind of trips.
And it looks like North with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Malika fakes the handoff and a botched pitch to Madick. And he is taken down for a loss of a couple. So that could have nearly been another lost fumble for North, but thankfully Anthony Maddock was there to pick it up and try to run for a couple of yards.
You know, a lot of that is just timing, because with the flex bone, you see a lot of awkward motion, like guys pretending like they're going to run deep to the right, and then they cut back to the left. The quarterback's got to trust that he's going to be there, but sometimes that's just not how it works out.
Now a 2nd and 12 for the Rangers at their own 33-yard line. Malika, toss sweep to the left. And that is run to about the 40-yard line. Looks like a gain of 7 there by Donye Ward. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for North.
I'll tell you what I pick up on. North does a much better job running to the strong side where they have blockers than if Malika keeps it and tries to sprint around weak side. Look to see if they can capitalize on that.
3rd and 5 at the 40. Malika under center. 1 back behind him. Malika, quick drop and a pass that's caught by Stephen Kamick. That'll be a 1st down and more. Kamick still fighting for more yards. And he is down at the Garfield Heights 37-yard line. A big gain for the Rangers on 3rd down, and that will move the chains.
That is how you catch a defense sleeping. Nothing flashy, just a quick pass. It gives your offense some momentum, gets the sideline a little bit fired up. Let's see what they can do from here.
And that's Kamick's 2nd big catch of the game. 1st and 10. The Bulldog 37, a toss sweep to Anthony Maddock. He's on the right side, trying to find the edge. And he gains a few yards there for the Rangers. That'll bring up a 2nd and 5 for North at the Bulldog 32.
I touched on it earlier as we were as we were in halftime, Logan. Look for Malika to use his other weapons. We saw the option, we saw the pitch, we saw him throw the pass to Kamick, and now a pitch over there. We'll see what happens here.
2nd down for the Rangers, Malika under center. He's going to fake the handoff and pitch it to Ward. Ward to the 20, the 15, into the 10, the 5, and he is shoved. Is he in the end zone? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Rangers. Donye Ward, a 32-yard touchdown run on the option, gives North the opportunity to tie the game.
What a great way to open up the second half. The first play, they almost fumbled that option play, but everything after that was so fundamentally sound. A great job by Malika being unselfish, riding out the fake. Fantastic fake. That's probably his best fake of the night. And then pitching it to Ward for 6. Great play by the Rangers.
And the offensive lineman, Ryan Volk, to kick. Good snap, good hold. That kick is up. And that kick definitely good. My goodness, look at how high he kicked that ball. He would have, if that ball was in line with an upright, that would have been over the upright. What power from Ryan Volk to drill that extra point and tie the game at 7. And with this break in the action as we are approaching the next kickoff, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
You're watching high school football on OhioVarsity.com.
We're back to the action here. Dante Foster, as well as Reggie Byers back deep to return for Garfield Heights. Ryan Volk to kick as we have 9 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. North, on their first drive of the second half, deliver and tie up the game at 7 apiece with a long touchdown run from Danye Ward, a 32-yard scamper off of an option pitch. A high, deep kick, and that's going to go into the end zone. Ryan Volk, what a powerful leg that he has. The touchback there and the extra point he kicked. He kicked it as high as the uprights.
That is a leg right there. Almost reminds me of that old Penn State kicker. What was his name? Joey Julius?
Yeah, Joey Julius.
Joey Julius. Like, I know that Joey Julius was 5'9", and I think Ryan's 6'3", 275. That's an incredible talent, being able to block on the offensive line and have a leg like that. Very versatile.
And that touchback will make Garfield Heights start their first offensive drive of the second half at their own 20. First and 10, 3 receivers to the left. And it looks like there's going to be a false start called on the Bulldogs, so it'll now be a first and 15 at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, Marcus Woods Jr. jumped while there was motion. And according to the rules of football, that qualifies as a false start.
That is correct. Now Garfield Heights looking to run their first play from scrimmage of this second half. Carruthers gets the snap, fakes a handoff. He's going to run to the right, nearly taken down, and he is taken down for no gain. Nice play from the Ranger defense. In on that tackle was number 80, Alex Vacha. 6 foot, 155-pound sophomore. Nice play from him to keep it at 15 yards to go for a first down. 2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs.
I thought he was going to overrun that, but he did a great job hanging on, and that's no gain.
Shotgun snap, and there's a screen pass on the left side. That one falls incomplete off the hand of number 7, Deshaun Jones. And it'll now be 3rd and 15 for Garfield Heights.
You know what I noticed? That's the first screen play Garfield Heights has run, I believe, that fell incomplete or just did not work.
Now both teams approaching the line of scrimmage.
Great job by North so far, opening up the second half. If they can get this 3 and out, look for their offense to be fired up with a chance to take the lead on their next possession.
Now 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for the Bulldogs. Carruthers gets the snap. He bobbles it. It went to the ground, and now Carruthers has to make something happen, rolls to the right. And that pass is caught right on the north sideline. That catch was made by number 18, Jareel Brown, the 6'3", 185-pound junior. But that'll be short of a first down. It was a gain of 10. And that, had it not been for that false start, a 10-yard gain would have gotten them a first down. But instead, it's 4th and 5 at their own 25. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to punt.
A few quick takeaways from that play. A great job by Carruthers making something happen out of nothing. And great pass defense by Dom Marciante. forcing the receiver out of bounds to force fourth down.
Speaking of Dom Marciante, he and John Lanning are back deep to return this punt. A high punt, not too much distance, but it does take a Bulldog bounce. And that one's going to keep rolling and settle at North's own 41-yard line. So with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter, we are tied at 7, and North is looking to take the lead on this next drive. And with this short break in the action, let's hear a word from our sponsors. We're now back to the action. 1st and 10 for North at their own 41-yard line. Malika under center. He's going to give it to Mo Morgan. He's to the left. And a nice powerful run by Morgan. He's still on his feet. And they are going to mark him down at the Garfield Heights 49-yard line. Exactly a 10-yard gain, and that is enough for a North Ranger first down. Nice run there from Mo Morgan.
I know offensive coordinator Brian Biggie's motto for the second half is probably something along the lines of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you got to feed the weapons other than Malika, do it and keep doing it.
Now a 1st and 10 in Bulldog territory. Malika hands it off up the middle once again. This one going for about a gain of 2 on the play, and it was handed off to Mo Morgan once again, and he was stopped by the senior, number 9, Marcus Woods Jr. of Garfield Heights. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for North.
I think that's the first play since the first offensive play for North where they fumbled the option, where the Garfield Heights defense made somewhat of a stand on the Ranger offense in this second half.
2 receivers right, 1 left, 1 back in the backfield. Malika fakes a handoff to Morgan, and he's going to take off to the left side. He's to the 40, the 35, and he is shoved out of bounds near the 30-yard line by number 43, Jamichael Bennison. A 17-yard gain, and that will move the chains once again for North. North really starting to find their rhythm on offense in this third quarter.
Yeah, they're feeding the ball to not just Malika, but all their other backs. And when you do that, that quarterback keeper that we just saw is just so much more effective.
North now at the Bulldog 32. Looking to get some points on this drive and take their first lead of the night. Malika fakes a handoff, pitches it to Maddock. Maddock on the right side, and he's going to be thrown down for no gain. That was a nice play there by number 32, Damari Whitehead, the 5'10", 185-pound junior for Garfield Heights. And that no gain makes it 2nd and 10 at the Garfield Heights 32-yard line.
A great stand there by the Garfield Heights defense. That defensive end stayed home, forced the early pitch, and then they forced him out of bounds for no gain or maybe a loss of a half a yard.
Now under 6.5 minutes to go here in the third. Malika under center at the toss sweep to the left. It's going to go to Danye Ward. He's to the 30 and the 25. And they're going to mark him down at about the 23-yard line, a gain of 9. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I can't rave on it enough. North's exterior blocking, their receivers and their pulling linemen are able to put bodies on the Bulldog defenders. And when you have that happen on the outside, it is so much easier to pick up positive yardage, whether it's 2 yards, 3 yards, or in this case 9 yards. I look for something to break there as we get into the fourth quarter maybe. We'll see.
Malika again under center, gets the snap. He's going to fake the handoff and go up the middle. Gets a few yards and definitely enough for yet another North first down. Nice push by the offensive line there to give Malika the space he needed to get that first down.
This North offense looks like night and day. They were struggling to move the football in the early going, but looks like they're having no problem here. Like I said at halftime, it was all about the adjustments they had to make, and it looks like they've made them as they are in the red zone.
They have a 1st and 10 from the Garfield Heights 18-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. with a back in motion. Malika fakes the handoff, pitches it to Danye Ward, who gets just past the 15 into about the 14-yard line. Looks like a gain of 4 there to make it 2nd and 6 for the Rangers.
Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
It looks like Marcus Woods Jr. was there on the tackle for Garfield Heights. Now approaching 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. North knocking on the door for possibly another touchdown here. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Malika under center. He does a quick drop back, and that screen pass intended for Kamick. A bit high and incomplete. That'll make it 3rd down and 6 for North.
I'm willing to bet that they maybe saw something there, that the defenders were sagging off, but it looked like they weren't sagging off there, and if they're in press or if they're in normal coverage, that screen's either there or it's not there, and in that case, it just was not there. Malika did a good job of not putting it in danger, only putting it where his receiver could grab it. If he couldn't grab it, it's incomplete. No harm, no foul, and we got 3rd down here.
Malika again under center, and a toss sweep to the right. That one to Curtis Thomas. He finds the edge, and that will be a 1st down, and now 1st and goal for the Rangers. A nice gain there from Curtis Thomas. A gain of 9 on the play on 3rd down. So we've seen a lot of Curtis Thomas on defense tonight, but a big impact play there for him on offense.
You're absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, I keep saying it, but I have to. The North skill guys are giving us a crash course on how to block outside the tackle box.
Malika fakes a toss sweep. Hands it off. Looks like Curtis Thomas. He's being pushed by multiple defenders. And it looks like they're going to mark him down about the 1-yard line. He was very close to getting into the end zone there. Well, it looks like we have a Garfield Heights player down on the turf. I don't think a North player as well. Maybe there was some kind of collision. We definitely hope that they're both okay.
Official timeout.
Looks like the Garfield Heights player able to get up onto his feet. That's number 26, Gavin Brooks, 5'9", 200-pound junior. And we will let you know as soon as we can the player injured for North. But during this injury timeout, 3:47 to go here in the third quarter. We are tied at 7. North marching down the field a yard away from taking the lead. With that, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States, thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www.gablessearch.com. Also, you can email mstuck@gablessearch.com for more information. Mike Stuck and his amazing team will get you on the right path today.
We are back to the action here in this football playoff matchup. It looks like the injured Ranger was offensive lineman and kicker, number 66, Ryan Volk. He was able to gingerly walk off the field under his own power. We definitely hope that he is okay, as well as the injured Bulldog, Gavin Brooks. So 2nd and goal from the 1. North looking to take the lead on this drive. Malika under center, and he loses a snap. let's see who recovered. It's in the end zone. And it is a touchback recovered by Garfield Heights.
Wow.
What a turn of events for North on this drive. They were a yard away from getting into the end zone and taking the lead, but a botched snap gives Garfield Heights the ball back.
You know what really stinks about that, Logan? I believe that Ryan Volk was their starting center who got injured on the play. We saw Malika practicing snaps on the sideline here during the injury timeout, and the first snap is a botched snap right when you're knocking on the door of taking the lead. Very unfortunate series of events. We hope that Ryan Volk is okay and maybe he can return for the Rangers, but Garfield Heights definitely caught a break there. They forced 3 turnovers tonight, as well as a turnover on downs.
And with that, the Bulldogs now looking to take advantage on this drive and possibly regain the lead. We have 3:20 to go here in the third quarter. We're tied at 7. For those of you just joining us, I'm Logan Petoskey alongside my colorman Luke Petoskey calling the action tonight. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Carruthers hands it to Byers. He runs to the left. He is to the 25 and now the 30, still going out past the 35-yard line. And looks like they're going to mark him down at the 36-yard line. A gain of 16 on 1st and 10 will move the chains for Garfield Heights.
What a great run there by Byers. And not just running, but using his linemen. You don't often see that on the high school level. Often they're just looking for the hole. Rather, he used his linemen here as leverage to pick up the extra yardage for a first down.
Bulldogs at the line of scrimmage once again. Carruthers gets the snap. It's a touch pass to Dante Foster, nearly tackled in the backfield. Foster breaking multiple tackles and turns a near tackle for loss into a gain of 2 yards.
First time that we've seen the touch pass get broken out, but I thought that he was going to break the tackle and take it back the other way and pick up some more yardage, but North did a good job of hanging on to force a second down.
2nd and 8 now for the Bulldogs at their own 38-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Carruthers, shotgun, gets the snap. Hands off to Reggie Byers to the left side. He gets to the 45 and just past the 45, out to about the 46-yard line. But it looks like a flag on the play could bring this one back.
I think it's either going to be a late hit or an unsportsmanlike on North. I just saw the ref point towards the North defense. That's definitely going to hurt them, and it's going to put Garfield Heights in Ranger territory.
And the tide slowly looking like starting to turn against the Rangers. I mean, a couple of plays ago, they were a yard away from scoring a touchdown. Now Garfield Heights is going to be somewhat deep into their own territory in a matter of a few plays.
Just a crazy, crazy shift of momentum.
It looks like a 15-yard penalty is going to give Garfield Heights some great field position. They are now at the Ranger 38-yard line with a new set of downs. Carruthers and Byers in the backfield. Foster in motion and a botched handoff.
Wow.
And now the ball has come back to North. Unbelievable. You talk about a back and forth game. Turnovers on both sides. Unbelievable. And the fumble recovered on that play by Ethan Spath.
Man, the changes in momentum in the past, what would you say, 2.5, 3 minutes? I mean, this game is suddenly wildly entertaining. North knocking on the door, very, very, very close to having probably their first ever playoff lead. We'd have to go back and check on that. They fumble on the 1-inch line, and then they force a turnover here. Who knows what's in store for the rest of this quarter and the rest of the game?
This is very much of a feel of like a boxing match. Both teams trading blows. Now North with the ball back. 1st and 10. Malika fakes the handoff. He's to the left side. He is to the 45, bouncing off multiple defenders. Malika breaking away. He's to the 40 and the 35. And a big gainer there from the Magic Man himself, Chris Malika, with a huge first down run for North.
This North crowd loves seeing the Magic Man do his work, and that's one of the first big runs we've seen Malika break off. I think a big key to that was the outside receiver, number 2, Stephen Kamak. He could have blocked the Garfield Heights defender in the back, but he didn't extend his arms. It was a clean play, and it was a good job of him using disciplined blocking.
I believe that was a gain of 23 on the previous run. And they drop back from Malika. He's got a man open down the middle. Oh, and he had Kamek. He beat the defender, and that defender was Alante Hatchell. Kamek got behind him, but not quite able to come up with it. So it was a fake toss sweep, and that pass ends up incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for North at the Bulldog 33. Nearly a touchdown grab there.
Yeah, but you know what? Stephen Kamak and Sean Shanley were pretty close to one another, and you had one defender guarding 2 people, made that a little bit of a tough play.
We are near a minute to go in the 3rd. Malika hands it off to Mo Morgan. And he gets to about the 32 to gain of a yard. 3rd and 9 for the Rangers.
I'll tell you what I'm most impressed about with the Garfield Heights defense is their interior presence. We haven't seen a lot of give from them, and you would think against a team, they haven't seen a team run an offense like North's all year. Maybe Cleveland Heights to some extent. You would think that North would be able to dominate the interior, but it's actually the exterior, the outside blocking that they're flourishing in.
And this may well be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Malika hands it off up the middle to Morgan. And he gets to the 29-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on the play. It'll be 4th and 6. And the clock is continuing to wind down.
I was just going to say, Logan, right before the quarter ends, this is 4-down territory.
And with that handoff there, we have reached the end of the 3rd quarter. What a back-and-forth matchup we've seen here at Nick Carter Stadium. North looking for their first ever playoff victory. Garfield Heights looking for their 2nd ever playoff victory. We are tied at 7 through 3 quarters. And with this break in the action, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States, thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www.gablessearch.com. Also, you can email mstuck@gablessearch.com for more information. Mike Stuck and his amazing team will get you on the right path today.
And we are now back to the action. 4th quarter just about to start. A game tied at 7 between Garfield Heights and North. 4th and 6 for the Rangers are going for it deep in Bulldog territory. Malika gets the snap, drops back. Looking to his right, he's trying to run and get away, but he cannot. What a play from Garfield Heights. Gavin Brooks was in there with the pressure to bring him down. And North took a bit of a risk going for it on fourth down, and they unfortunately did not get the reward. What a stop by Gavin Brooks to give Garfield Heights the ball back.
Yeah, Logan, it certainly is a risk going for it on fourth down, but if you're North and you're down your kicker Ryan Volk, everywhere is basically 4-down territory, so it's not as bad of a risk there. They try to make a play happen, but Garfield Heights had an excellent pass rush that was finished off by Gavin Brooks. And now Garfield Heights gets the ball back, avenging their previous turnover.
And you were exactly right there, Luke. Ryan Volk is injured for North, their starting kicker. He would have probably been able to make that kick, but with him hurt, they don't really have that option. As Garfield Heights takes over a 5-wide look. Well, now Byers goes back to the right hip of Carruthers, and he takes the handoff for a gain of maybe 2 yards on the play. Nice tackle made there for the Rangers by number 33, Nate Stuck.
The tackler?
And Nate Stuck, the son of our presenting sponsor tonight, with that tackle. A thanks to our producer, Steve Hare, for providing me with that little nugget of information. 2nd and 7. Byers breaking multiple tackles, and he is still charging past the 40. Wow, and they're going to mark him down at just about the 42-yard line. A gain of 5 on that play. Looked like he was going to get wrapped up for a loss, but he kept churning those legs to give Garfield Heights some better field position.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to the viewer there. Was it Byers hard running, or was it the fact that North couldn't wrap up to make the tackle? Maybe it was a little bit of both, but I'll leave it up to the viewer.
3rd and 2 for Garfield Heights at their own 42-yard line. About 10.5 minutes to go here in the game, and we see a QB sneak from Carruthers. Did he get there?
I think he did.
Looks like they're going to give him the 45. Yes, he did. That is enough to move the chains for Garfield Heights. A gain of 3 on 3rd and 2. That QB sneak gives Garfield Heights at least another set of downs on this drive.
From up here, I could tell the quarterback sneak was coming. I'm guessing next time they'll have their ends or D tackles pinch to prevent the sneak.
So 5 wide here for the Bulldogs. Are they going to stay 5 wide? Yes, they will. Carruthers gets the snap, looking for somewhere to throw. He's going to roll to the right, and he may have a man deep. That pass is incomplete. That one intended for his target, the 6'2", 210 senior Deshaun Jones. Looks like he got a bit behind the defense, but that throw not quite able to find his hands.
Couple things I noticed there. The North fans were vehemently arguing for a holding call, which they did not get. And Garfield Heights ran a play that I know on Madden NFL 20 to be known as all hitches. And that turned into receivers breaking off their route. And they almost made the play there.
And now a 2nd and 10 for Garfield Heights. At their own 45. Handoff to Byers on the left side. Not much of a gain there. That tackle was made by the senior, number 11, Nate O'Connor. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's one of the only times we've seen Byers, when he's in space, not be able to capitalize off of it. Now Garfield Heights in a very interesting spot.
At their own 46, 3rd and 9. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Carruthers gets the snap, looks to his right, and that pass is caught. Looks like coming down with it for the Bulldogs was Alante Hatchell. Well short of a first down, but we do see a flag on the play.
I'm going to guess it's a hold. Yep.
And they're going to call a holding penalty on that one. And let's see, will the penalty be accepted? So the call is a hold. And it looks like the Rangers are going to accept the penalty. So instead of it being a 4th down, it'll be a 3rd and long.
Holding Bulldogs.
Yeah, this is one of those interesting. Okay, no, yeah, they're gonna take the 4th down.
So they are going to take the 4th down. See, we were led to think that they were going to accept the penalty because we saw the official with the ball starting to walk back. But I think Coach Don went out onto the field and said, that's not what I'm looking to do.
So in moral decision making, there's taking the lesser of two evils. This is taking the greater of two goods.
Given the punt for the Bulldogs.
John Lanning and Don Marciante back deep to return.
Bad snap.
Ayed fields a bad snap. This punt with a lot more power. Maybe a bit too much. Oh, what a bounce that took.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
What a punt for the Bulldogs. Ayed Gibran. That punt had a lot of power. A lot of his punts earlier in this game were going high in the air and not much distance. A lot of distance on that one, a line drive. That looked like it was going to roll 15 yards out of the end zone, but near the end, started to bounce to the side, and that puts North inside their own 5.
You know what, though? When I saw that punt, the bad snap, and then he tried to get it off quick, and it was low, and it was flying, I had a feeling something was going to happen there. What a lucky series of events there for Garfield Heights.
So the Rangers are going to have to march 97 yards down the field. They want to score a touchdown on this drive. 1st and 10 from their own 3. And it looks like North is going to use their first timeout of this second half. So with 8 minutes and 41 seconds to go in this Division II Region 5 playoff matchup, Garfield Heights and North still deadlocked at 7 apiece. And with this timeout in the action, let's hear a word from our sponsors on OhioVarsity.com.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States, thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website.
And we are back to the action as we see that run from the Rangers stuffed quickly.
Malika picks up 1. Second and
Chris
9.
Malika kept it himself. Forward progress gives him maybe a yard on that one.
Peter Mays on the tackle.
They're actually going to say no gain there. So still 10 yards to go for them on this set of downs. 2nd and 10 from their own 3-yard line.
This is the first time we've seen either team in this situation, so I'm very interested to see how the offense reacts and if the defense can continue to stuff the run.
Malika gets the snap, toss sweep to the left. Danye Ward, and he's going to get stopped. Looks like another play for no gain. Now 3rd and 10 for North at their own 3.
If I was offensive coordinator here, and this is just me with my aggressive mindset, some kind of like a pitch pass here, because Garfield Heights is begging for that safety. You're going to bring those defensive backs up. Someone sneaks back. You just lob the ball up there and make this crowd go crazy. But I am not a coach. I am just a color commentator.
Well, we have seen Malika do some fake pitches and then drop back to pass, so let's see if something like that happens here on 3rd down. Malika gets the snap. He's going to take it himself to the left side. Malika just barely past the 5.
He might be just short, Logan.
Actually, he got close to the 1st down. I think I may have been looking at a running back who got tripped up.
4th and 1.
on a fake. It's going to be 4th and 1 for the Rangers at their own 12. We're tied in this one. 7:05 to go. And it looks like North is going to send the punting unit out. I think that's a smart decision here deep in your own territory.
I agree. And especially given that it's a tie ball game, you do not want to give Garfield Heights the ball back inside your own 20. No way.
And to punt for the Rangers, number 21, that's the quarterback, Chris Malika. Back deep to return for Garfield Heights, Dante Foster. There's a high punt, not too much distance. And a smart play there from North Special Teams to down that ball as quickly as possible, as it looked like it was taking a Garfield Heights bounce. So with 6:58 to go here, we're still tied at 7. Garfield Heights looking to take over and regain the lead. With this break in the action, let's hear a word from our sponsors. And we are now back to the action as Garfield Heights sets up shop on offense once again. They'll have a 1st and 10 from the Eastlake North 41-yard line. Carruthers gets the snap, hand off to Byers. There's a juke. He's off to the right side, still churning his legs. And they're going to mark him, looks like at the 39-yard line. And maybe the 38. They're going to give him the 38-yard line there. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
If I'm Garfield Heights here, I mean, Byers has been your best runner all night. He's your workhorse. I mean, keep feeding him. Why don't you?
And now at the North 38-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Byers offset to the left of Carruthers. He gets the snap. Time to throw. Looking right. Man down the sideline. And that's overthrown and incomplete. That pass was intended for number 26, Gavin Brooks. And that will bring up 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
The Ranger defense had that pretty well covered, and Carruthers with the smart play and not putting it into danger.
3rd down and 7.
The Rangers looking for a big stop here to give themselves a chance to try and score some points and take the lead. But Garfield Heights also looking to regain the lead. Play action play here from Carruthers, looking to the left. And that pass is incomplete. He threw that one short of his target, Deshaun Jones. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 7, but somewhat deep into North territory.
This is what I like to call an in-between scenario. Do you punt it? Maybe do like a quarterback punt and try to cough and corner it inside the 20? Or do you go for it, and if you don't get it, North's only got 60 yards to work with versus what they had before with, 97 yards to work with?
And it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. 1 receiver right, 3 to the left. For Garfield Heights, Carruthers, shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back. Nice protection from his line. He's looking deep left side, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Deshaun Jones once again. And with that incompletion, North will take over again nearly halfway into this 4th quarter. They'll be taking over from their own 38-yard line.
And I know what Garfield Heights was trying to do there. They had a route at the 1st down line and a route that went deep. Carruthers chose the route that went deep, and it was open. But I disagree with the call here. I honestly would have punted, put North in a bad situation again. But now, North's got 62 yards to work with here. About 6 minutes left.
1st and 10 for the Rangers. And Malika under center. He's going to take it himself up the middle of the 45. Breaks a tackle to the 50. Trying to find the edge on the right side. Now to the 40, 35, and he is shoved out of bounds by Alante Hatchell. But a huge run from the Magic Man again moves the chains for North.
This is a game of momentum. That 4th down play North forces the incomplete pass. The momentum suddenly swings back to them. And then Malika does what Malika's been doing all season.
He had a big run of 23 yards a bit earlier. That one a gain of 28. Now, just past the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. 5:56 to go in the game. 1st and 10 for North. Malika under center. Gonna call his own number again up the middle. Now to the right. He stumbles just past the 25. Looks like that could have been another huge run there, but tripped on his own man's feet. Nevertheless, a decent run for Malika, gain of 9, but that could have been much more.
It could have been a lot more, but Brian Biggie and the North offense found something. Again, more Madden terminology, that's a midline quarterback ISO. Instead of running it to the outside, he's keeping it up the middle, so it's almost like a quarterback sneak in that flex bone offense.
2nd and 1 from the Garfield Heights 25. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Malika again up the middle, fakes a handoff, but a flag on the play. Let's see what this call is going to be.
I would put my money on a holding or a face mask.
Let's see what the official decision is. And it looks like a hold on the Rangers, so that's going to move them back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So another Ranger penalty, moving them back from decent field position here. It's going to be a, looks like a 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11.
For North at the 35-yard line. Malika and company approach the line of scrimmage. Mo Morgan directly behind Malika. Ward in motion, and Malika's going to run to the left himself, trying to find the edge of the 35. And not much of anything there. Nice stop by the Garfield Heights defense on that play, bottling up Malika. And that tackle was made by number 28, Tremaine Maddox, to make it 3rd down and 10 for North.
I know what North was trying to do there, but there was just too much wasted motion. In that bootleg, you saw Malika getting 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage and struggling just to even make it back to the line of scrimmage. But they got 3rd and 10 here. I'm very interested to see what kind of play call they make here.
And it looks like they're going to be in a shotgun set, something we've only seen a couple times tonight from North. Malika, the snap is high, and he's going to fall on it to prevent any potential further damage, but having a backup center in is definitely taking a toll on this Ranger offense, just in terms of the quarterback snap connection.
So there's 2 ways to look at that play. If you're a pessimist, that's a botched snap on a 3rd down. What could have happened? As an optimist, he fell on the ball, kept possession. Now he can punt it, maybe knock them inside their own 10-yard line. We'll see what happens.
We're now nearing 3 minutes to go in the game. North has taken a lot of time off the clock. Foster going to let that one go. And Garfield Heights will be starting their next drive at their own 15-yard line. So with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the 4th, Garfield Heights and North tied at 7. With this break in the action, let's get a quick word from our sponsors. And now we are back as Garfield Heights setting up shop in yet another offensive drive in this 4th quarter. 4 wide, 2 on each side. Byers, the lone back, with Carruthers in the backfield. Got a man over the middle. And that Carruthers pass is incomplete. That was intended for Jareel Brown over the middle. A bit overthrown, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
I'll tell you what, though, Marshall Ridley was the safety back there. I thought there could have been a potential targeting had the hit been more intense. And if that were me, I would have gone for the ball, not the receiver, as it was a little bit overthrown. But it's kind of hard when you're playing in the moment.
Garfield Heights once again going for a wide. Carruthers gets the snap. He's going to hand it off to Byers. He goes to the right side, finding some space. He's all the way to the 30, and the ball comes free! But it goes out of bounds. What a scare for Garfield Heights. And we now see a flag on the play as well. A lot going on here. Let's see what the call is in the field. Byers broke away from a bunch of North defenders. Had a big run in store, and that ball was punched free. Let's see what the call is in the field. And it looks like they're going to call a sideline warning on Garfield Heights, so no loss of yardage there for the Bulldogs. But if that ball stays in bounds, it's North football.
Garfield Heights has caught a lot of breaks tonight, and Byers has done an excellent job being their workhorse running the football. He had an otherwise flawless night, I would say, besides not getting in the end zone up until that fumble. But thankfully for the Bulldogs, it just ricocheted out of bounds and even gave him a few yards.
Carruthers has it, right side, and another overthrown ball that's incomplete. He was looking for Jareel Brown once again. 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Those North DBs are pressed tight on those receivers. I would look to maybe try a double move if I was the Bulldogs. Something like a hitch and go or a sluggo move. For those that don't know, a sluggo is where you do a slant and you turn it into a streak down the field.
And we are now officially under the 3-minute mark. 2:52 to go in the ball game, and that's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs. Looks like Deshaun Jones started his route a bit too early. That's going to move him back 5.
I will give Deshaun credit. He did a valiant job of trying to act like nothing happened.
As we did see him, the second he moved forward, you saw him quickly go back, but the officials were on it right away. 2nd and 15 for Garfield Heights at their own 35-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Carruthers in the shotgun, gets the snap. Fakes a screen pass. You got a man over the middle, wide open, and that pass is caught. Deshaun Jones, but he dropped the ball. Oh, that nearly looked like he caught it. If he catches that might be 6 for the Bulldogs.
Hey, Logan. I think I just had a Tony Romo moment there. I called the double move. You saw Carruthers pump fake, and you saw the receiver wide open. I mean, open as Denny's.
That's why I thought he caught it.
Day. And he just bobbled it, and he dropped it. Oh, man.
So maybe a bit of a case there of he was thinking of where he was going to go before he had possession.
Yep.
So we've seen Garfield Heights catch a lot of breaks tonight in this one. You got to say the Rangers caught a break there. 3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs. Shotgun snap, handoff to Byers, right side, breaking some tackles, and he's going to be brought down at the 47-yard line. A gain of 12 on 3rd and 15. It's going to be 4th and 3. We now have 2.5 minutes to go in this ball game, still tied at 7.
If you're Garfield Heights here, you've got to punt. If you go for it, you are taking a monumental risk. You are giving Eastlake North the ball in their territory. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe use a timeout here.
Well, we're seeing a couple of the coaches were aggressively calling for Carruthers to get back to the sideline. Maybe by having him go back to the sideline and back to the offense, maybe just try to take off as much clock as they can.
It looks like they're calling a play.
So let's see. 4 wide, and looks like we're going to see a North Ranger timeout with 1:53 to go here in the ballgame. What a tight contest we have tonight. This is a first-round playoff game, Division II, Region 5. A ticket to next week's second round to face 5th-seeded Walsh Jesuit on the line tonight. And both of these teams really playing their hearts out. Garfield Heights looking for their second ever playoff win, and North looking for their first ever playoff win in school history.
And you know what? It's been so fun to call this game simply because of how much the momentum has shifted. You had North down on the 1 yard line, the 1 inch line, and they fumble, and Garfield Heights picks it up for a touchback. And then right here, you just saw a double move. Carruthers pump fake, he had a receiver wide open, and it dropped. Had he not dropped that, that's probably a touchdown, and we're looking at a different ball game here. But both these teams are hungry because Garfield Heights had no wins in the 6-game regular season play. They went 0-5, and they're desperate to show that they deserve at least one win on the year. And Eastlake North, they're 0-1 all time in the playoffs, and this is their first time playing at home in the playoffs, first time hosting a playoff game. They would love nothing more than to win in front of their home crowd.
It's 4th and 3. Dante Foster, it's a Wildcat. He runs to the right. He gets the first down and more. Wow, what a play from the Bulldogs as Dante Foster runs for a gain of 11 yards on 4th and short. And Garfield Heights keeps the possession alive.
I was just going to ask where that Wildcat went.
We talked about it heading into the third quarter because we saw it a couple times in the first half. What a big run from Dante Foster. 1st and 10, play action, Carruthers over the middle. And another dropped pass over the middle. That once again, Deshaun Jones.
Yeah.
He brings that one down. That could be another big gain for the Bulldogs. But instead it's 2nd and 10 at the North 41-yard line. Let's see, is there a possible timeout being signaled? No, it looks like they're
changing the footballs, I think.
trying to replace the football on the field. So, no real timeout there. 2nd and 10 for Garfield Heights. Ball at the North 41-yard line. They're going with a 5-wide look. Carruthers all alone in the backfield in the shotgun. He takes a snap, drops back. Looking left, now looking in the middle. He's going to run to the right now. He's going to take it himself. He calls his own number and steps out of bounds. And it looks like the 33-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 8 there for the Bulldogs. Now a 3rd and 2 at the North 33-yard line with 1:19 to go. This game definitely coming down to the wire here. Garfield Heights nearing field goal range. 5 wide again. Carruthers takes a snap. Looks left. Quick throw over the middle. That pass is caught by Dante Foster for the first down and a little bit more. They're going to mark him down. It looks like at about the 28-yard line. A gain of 5. So how do you like that? Dante Foster with a Wildcat run on 4th and 2 to get him a first down on their last set of downs, and now on this set of downs, he makes a key catch to move the chains again on 3rd down. We're now under a minute to go. Carruthers, 5 wide again. Looking deep right side, he's got a man deep, and that pass is caught! Deshaun Jones hauls in the pass from Carruthers for the touchdown!
Garfield Heights sidelines got to be careful. I saw a bunch of people rushing towards the end zone, but wow, what a play. Deshaun Jones redeems himself. He had that post pattern just a few minutes ago where he was wide open, probably would have scored then, and then he had another pass that he dropped. But this time he runs deep, and Carruthers with a perfect pass into the end zone, giving Garfield Heights the lead with less than a minute to go.
And we've seen Carruthers look deep a couple times in this one. A couple of overthrows, but that one right on the money. And Deshaun Jones gives Garfield Heights a 13-7 lead. Good snap. The kick is up. And it's no good. Wide to the right from Gibran. So with 47 seconds to go in the ball game, Garfield Heights has taken a 13-7 lead. Eastlake North When they take over next, they'll only have one timeout and a 6-point deficit. What do you think they should do to kind of get moving down the field and give themselves a real chance of possibly getting the victory?
Well, I think it's very fitting that North's quarterback is nicknamed the Magic Man. If there is a time to use your magic, it is right here, right now, history on the line. Could you imagine if he somehow led a drive down the field with 48 seconds left? Wow. That would be something. But Garfield Heights is on the verge of their first win of the shortened 2020 season.
And definitely what a back and forth game this has been. These are exactly the kinds of games you hope to see in the playoffs. Gibran set to kick. We see Curtis Thomas and Stephen Kamrick back deep to return for North. Gibran, the high kick. That's fielded just shy of the 15-yard line. It's Kamrick. Now going to the left. Just past the 20. Now he's going to go back to the right. Kamrick. And he is caught up to and tackled inside the 15-yard line. So Stephen Kamrick started running towards the right side, then went back to the left, and then tried to go back to the right. But Garfield Heights able to stuff that return from Kamrick. And that now leaves North with 38 seconds to go and 86 yards to go if they want to potentially tie this game up or possibly get the win.
And you know what? It's very hard to say after the fact, but if you're a returner in that scenario, you're not supposed to be the hero. Just get the yards that you can. I think he could have maybe got to the 30, maybe the 35 there if he got a little lucky. But now you've got 85 yards to work with in 38 seconds.
And we're now seeing North go to that shotgun. Malika gets the snap, drops back to pass. Great protection from his line. He rolls right. The pass is caught by Kamrick. And he gains a great amount of yardage there. He's out of bounds. A gain of 20 yards on the play. Actually, 21 yards will give North a quick first down, and it stops the clock.
That's a great first play. Get beyond the 6. Get yourself out of bounds. You don't waste a timeout. I look forward to seeing if Garfield Heights has 4 DBs behind the first down line. I'm looking to see if North maybe tries to dink and dunk here. Dink and dunk their way down the field and keep running out of bounds.
29 seconds left. Malika in a shotgun. He gets the snap. Pressure coming from the left side. Oh, what a move by Malika to evade the pressure. And that open pass is dropped and incomplete on the left side. Malika found a wide open Zach Kozel, but he was not able to haul it in. And with 22 seconds left to go in the game, it's 2nd and 10 for North at their own 35.
At this point, you need time, and you have to get past the first down. And if you stay in bounds, you got to be able to spike the ball, and you got 1 timeout left. The question is, when do you use it? It's very important here that the Rangers pick up the first down, and then you can go from there.
Garfield Heights with 3 defensive backs behind the first down marker. Malika gets the shotgun snap, steps up in the pocket, looks to his left, and that pass is caught. And now down at the 40-yard line, John Lanning. And they're going to try to hurry it up here. They still have 1 timeout left. They're going to spike the ball with 7 seconds left, and it's now going to be a 3rd down and long for North.
I think it's
7 seconds left. Oh, and you're right. It actually will be 4th. The scoreboard had yet to adjust to 3rd down. It's now 4th. 4th and 10. 7 seconds to go. You have 60 yards left. What do we think's coming here, Luke?
They're going to need a magic moment right here. They're going to need a magic moment. Maybe, just maybe, if you get just past the sticks, get inside the 50, fall down, stops the clock, you spike the ball. How much time do we have left?
7.1 to go. And remember, they do have that one timeout, so maybe they use that.
Maybe they use
They
that
get past
exactly.
the first down marker, but
You're either going to need a circus play here. Yeah, you're going to need a circus play here. Most importantly, you have to get past the sticks.
so I think possibly circus play or maybe a quick pass and a timeout. 4th and 6, last chance for North. Up the middle, that pass is caught. Now to the 40, it's Donnie Wood to the 35 and the 30, but time has run out.
Wow.
And Garfield Heights survives and picks up their first win of the shortened 2020 season.
Unbelievable.
No congregating, please exit.
So I think the Rangers were trying to get a short pass there, get as many yards as they can, and then maybe fall and get a timeout, but I think they just lost a bit of a sense of how much time they had. And Donnie Ward got tackled by the Bulldogs, obviously well short of the end zone, and that was it.
It's a heartbreaking situation for the Rangers. They made the right play. And one of my options that I said was the dink and dunk, the short pass. What they had to do there was they had to fall inside the 50. They had enough time, but because they extended the play, time ran out. And by the time they had reached the 40 and the 35, the clock had hit 0, and they did not see the clock. So they went down, and time had run out. So now, Garfield Heights earns their first win of the season.
And Garfield Heights, that means that next Friday night, they will be traveling on the road again to take on the 5th seed in Region 5, the Walsh Jesuit Warriors. And North, a heartbreaking end to their 2020 season. And as we see our final score here tonight from Nick Carter Stadium, a late touchdown pass for Garfield Heights from Marcus Carruthers to Deshaun Jones gave them the lead at 13-7 with less than a minute to go, and that was it.
And Logan, I will say that this season is different from others. Eastlake North may have lost tonight, but it does not mean that their season is over. Of course, they are eliminated from the postseason and they do not advance to the next round, but they are still allowed to schedule regular season games until some point in November. I want to say it's like November 14th or something like that. So it's not necessarily the last you see of the Rangers, but it's the last that you see them this season in terms of playing for the state championship.
And so the late touchdown pass with under a minute to go from Marcus Carruthers to Deshaun Jones gave Garfield Heights a late 13-7 lead, and that lead held up when the clock hit 0. So our final score tonight here from Nick Carter Stadium, Garfield Heights 13, North 7. And before we reach the end of our broadcast, we do want to give a special thanks to our pregame show sponsor, Ganley Village. We'd also like to thank our presenting sponsor, Gables Search Group. Also, we'd like to give a special thanks to our producer on OhioVarsity.com, Steve Hare, and our Eastlake North students working the cameras, CC Hamilton and Trent Busey. So, once again, for the final time, your final score from Nick Carter Stadium in this Division II Region 5 playoff matchup. 21st seeded Garfield Heights 13, 12th seeded Eastlake North 7. For Luke Petoskey and all of us here on OhioVarsity.com, I'm Logan Petoskey, and have a great rest of your night, everybody.
Gables Search Group, owned by Mike Stuck and headquartered in Willoughby, has been a leader in search and placement nationwide since 2002. The company specializes in both direct and contract staffing in all industries and disciplines. Each highly trained and experienced member of the Gables Search Group sales and recruiting team is committed to identifying a company's needs and providing them with the most marketable candidate to fit their goals. Gables Search Group is a member of the Top Echelon Network, the largest network of search firms in the United States with over 1,500 recruiters. Having this many recruiters at its fingertips allows the Gables Search Group to fill any role a hiring manager needs anywhere in the United States. thus making them a leader in finding qualified candidates for hiring managers and great jobs for its clients. Call 440-951-9990 or visit the company's website at www